On the Young and the Restless April 10th recap, chaos erupts across multiple storylines. Nick Newman unknowingly walks straight into a deadly trap set by Matt Clark in Las Vegas. Meanwhile, Holden delivers heartbreaking news that he is not a donor match for Malcolm Winters, leaving the family scrambling for answers. Lily is shaken after a life-changing revelation, while Audra overhears a shocking confession that changes everything. Chelsea, driven by instinct, heads to Vegas fearing trouble with Adam. As tensions rise, Kane's possible redemption twist emerges, with Malcolm's condition potentially holding the key to winning Lily back. Welcome to A Mysterious Time TV, where the drama unfolds and the stories captivate. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of Young and the Restless, uncovering untold stories and hidden truths behind the headlines. YNR Recap Friday, April 10th. Nick walks into a deadly trap as Holden delivers crushing news about Malcolm. Plans quickly unravel as Nick takes matters into his own hands, leading to a dangerous confrontation in Las Vegas, while back in Genoa City, devastating medical news shakes Malcolm and his family. Meanwhile, Chelsea's instincts push her toward a troubling realization about Adam. This episode of The Young and the Restless aired on Friday, April 10th, 2026, in the United States, with Canadian viewers getting an early look. Genoa City Athletic Club, Malcolm shares the truth. At the athletic club, Malcolm opens up to Lily about his complicated history with Stephanie. This comes right after the shocking revelation that Holden is Lily's brother, a truth that still hasn't settled well with her. Lily is deeply upset that Stephanie chose to hide something so significant for so long. Malcolm gently probes, asking Lily what she thinks of Holden and whether she believes he's a good person. Lily admits she barely knows him and turns the question back on Malcolm, who confesses he's equally uncertain. Reflecting on everything, Malcolm acknowledges that if he hadn't fallen ill, he might never have discovered Holden's existence. Lily tries to comfort him by echoing advice she recently received from Tracy, that sometimes things happen for a reason, even when they're painful. Their conversation turns heartfelt as Malcolm admits he needed someone to confide in. Lily recalls how he supported her during her own cancer battle, flying in to be by her side during treatment. Now, she wants to return that same care and loyalty. Malcolm insists she doesn't owe him anything, but he's grateful nonetheless. Soon after, Malcolm receives a message confirming that arrangements are set for him to begin radiation and chemotherapy in New York. Almost immediately, Stephanie calls with news Holden wants to meet, and hopes both Malcolm and Lily can be there. Crimson Lights, doubts, fears, and disappointments. At Crimson Lights, Stephanie waits anxiously for her son. Sharon introduces herself as the cafe's owner, and when Stephanie mentions Holden Novak, Sharon is clearly taken aback. Once Holden arrives, the conversation briefly shifts to how deeply parents remain connected to their children, no matter their age. Then Holden and Stephanie step aside for a more private discussion. Stephanie emphasizes how crucial it is to act quickly if Holden turns out to be a viable donor for Malcolm. Holden, however, is surprised by how much she seems to care about Malcolm. She reassures him that she's proud of his willingness to help. Elsewhere in the cafe, Chelsea approaches Sharon with growing concern. She shares a troubling feeling that something is wrong in Las Vegas. Chelsea explains that she had a disturbing dream where Adam didn't recognize her and instead claimed to be Spider. Sharon admits she once encountered Adam in that same persona, but insists that Chapter is behind him. Chelsea isn't convinced. She firmly believes Adam is in danger. When she tries calling him and gets no answer, her fears intensify. Though Sharon suggests it might mean nothing, Chelsea decides she can't ignore her instincts and resolves to head to Vegas. Meanwhile, tension rises between Holden and Stephanie as he struggles with the emotional weight of discovering he has a living father. Their argument is interrupted when Lily and Malcolm arrive. Moments later, Holden receives his test results and delivers heartbreaking news: he is not a compatible donor. Malcolm apologizes for the turmoil his situation has caused, but Lily quickly shifts focus to the next possibility. She points out that her children could still be tested as potential matches. Taking swift action, Lily arranges a private jet to send Malcolm to New York and plans to accompany him, ensuring her twins are tested while he begins treatment. Las Vegas, Adam and Nick's risky mission. In Las Vegas, Adam answers the door to find Risa returning with his share of their gambling winnings. Adam brushes it off, joking that he thought their earlier kiss was reward enough. Risa clarifies that the kiss was personal, this is strictly business. Adam declines the money, framing it as a sign of trust and good faith. He then pushes for a meeting with her mysterious partner. Risa agrees to arrange it for later that day. Unbeknownst to her, Nick has been listening in from behind a slightly open door. After Risa leaves, Nick questions Adam's approach, especially the kiss. Adam insists he's simply playing along to gain Risa's trust and has no intention of letting things go further. Nick isn't entirely comfortable with how far Adam is willing to go, nor with how much he seemed to enjoy the high-stakes card game. Adam defends himself but appreciates Nick's support. Soon, Risa calls back. Her partner is ready to meet in 1 hour. Nick grows uneasy. If the man isn't Matt Clark but someone else entirely, their entire plan could collapse. Adam remains confident that Matt will show. Nick suggests that Adam embrace his spider persona for the meeting, but Adam refuses a call from Chelsea at that exact moment, raising more concerns. Nick begins to question whether involving Adam this deeply was a mistake, not just for Adam's sake, but for Chelsea's as well. Adam refuses to back down, unwilling to risk losing their chance to catch Matt Clark. Nick proposes moving the meeting to their own room, but Adam warns that such a change would likely spook Risa and ruin everything. He asks Nick to trust him a little longer. Nick can't agree. Determined to take control, he decides on a bold and reckless alternative. Nick's dangerous gamble. After stepping away briefly, Nick returns with a plan. He intends to storm into Risa's room himself, hoping to catch Matt off guard. Adam strongly objects. Matt could be armed, and Nick's approach could make him look unstable or suspicious. Adam urges him to stick to the original strategy. Nick refuses to reconsider. He's determined to be the one who finally takes Matt down. Reluctantly, Adam agrees to support Nick's plan, but insists he'll stay back and wait for a signal before stepping in. Before leaving, Adam notices multiple missed calls from Chelsea but chooses to ignore them. Risa's room, a trap is set. Back in her hotel room, Risa is surprised to find Matt Clark already inside. She hadn't given him a key, but Matt brushes it off, claiming he enjoys unexpected entrances. He expresses eagerness to meet Adam. Risa confirms that Adam is ready whenever he is, and after arranging the meeting, Matt begins questioning her about Adam. Risa describes Adam as exceptionally skilled, insisting his success isn't based on luck. Matt grows suspicious, wondering why someone so successful would walk away from gambling, and why he's suddenly returned. He also senses that Risa may be personally interested in Adam. She denies any romantic involvement, claiming her admiration is purely professional. When she teases Matt about sounding jealous, he admits he might be, just a little. They share a brief kiss before she pulls away, reminding him that Adam could arrive at any moment. Matt asks her to leave so he can meet Adam alone. She agrees and exits. Ambush, Nick falls into Matt's trap. As Nick approaches Riza's room, he stays on the phone with Adam until he reaches the door. When the call ends, he notices the door is slightly open. Cautiously, Nick steps inside, calling out to see if anyone is there. In an instant, everything goes wrong. A figure lunges from behind and pulls a black bag over Nick's head, capturing him before he has any chance to react. Coming up next. The danger escalates as Matt Clark reveals himself to a restrained Nick. Elsewhere, Sally crosses paths with Audra, while Tracy encourages Diane to show compassion toward Jack. Next update. Audra overhears a stunning confession as Holden opens up, Lily rocked by life-changing revelation. Thursday, April 9, 2026. Emotions run high as shocking truths come to light. Lily seeks comfort from Tracy, Holden takes a crucial step, and Malcolm reveals news that leaves everyone reeling. At the Abbott residence, Tracy warmly welcomes Lily, immediately sensing her distress. Overwhelmed, Lily admits her life feels like it's falling apart and she desperately needs someone to lean on. Tracy isn't surprised that Devon is upset with Lily but gently encourages her to give him time to cool down. Lily then shares a painful truth she's been carrying: Malcolm is suffering from aplastic anemia. She explains how helpless she feels knowing she can't be the donor he needs. Fighting back tears, Lily confesses her fear that Malcolm may not survive if a match isn't found soon. The situation brings back old guilt, as she recalls being unable to save her father in the past, and now feels she's failing Malcolm too. Tracy learns that she herself cannot help due to her history of cancer treatments. She reassures Lily that none of this is her fault and tries to comfort her as she breaks down over the possibility of losing Malcolm. Just then, Lily notices a message from Malcolm asking to meet. With encouragement from Tracy, she gathers herself and prepares to go. Meanwhile, at Crimson Lights, Stephanie outlines the process Holden would need to follow to see if he's a compatible donor for Malcolm. Encouraged, Holden agrees to proceed, and Stephanie rushes off to arrange testing. Left alone with Malcolm, Holden reflects on the shocking revelation that Lily is his sister. He mentions once having a friend who felt like a brother, but losing him deeply affected him. Malcolm offers sympathy as Holden struggles to process everything, especially the fact that his mother kept such a huge secret from him for so long. The truth feels almost unreal. Malcolm admits he's still trying to absorb everything himself but doesn't have the luxury of time. He expresses a desire to build a relationship with Holden and hopes his son feels the same. Holden responds that while things are still awkward, they're at least on respectful terms for now. When Stephanie returns, she informs Holden that the clinic is ready to see him that very afternoon. After he leaves, Malcolm confronts her about hiding their son from him all these years. Stephanie defends her actions, claiming she didn't want to disrupt his life. Their conversation turns tense as they revisit the past, including the moment she left town while pregnant without telling him. Stephanie challenges Malcolm to be honest about whether he would have been ready to raise a child back then. He admits they'll never know. She eventually confesses that she only revealed the truth now because Malcolm's life is at risk. Though frustrated, Malcolm puts the argument aside. He needs to meet Lily and tell her everything. Later, at society, Holden has completed his test and stands alone, staring at his phone, torn over his mother's deception. Audra approaches and tries to engage him, sensing something is wrong. When he brushes her off, she reminds him that they already share a secret and insists she can see he's hurting. Still, Holden firmly asks her to leave. As Audra walks away, Claire arrives. Holden opens up to her, admitting he needs someone to talk to. She reassures him that their friendship is still intact. Nearby, Audra lingers and secretly listens in as Holden reveals the truth. He explains that he grew up believing Jerry Novak was his father, only to learn that his biological father is actually alive, and someone he just met. On top of that, he now has a sister, Lily Winters. Audra reacts silently before slipping away. Holden continues, clarifying that Malcolm, not Neil, is Lily's biological father. He describes Malcolm as a decent man who only recently discovered the truth as well. Claire wonders why Holden's mother chose to reveal everything now, and he explains it's because Malcolm urgently needs a bone marrow donor. He's already been tested and is awaiting results. What troubles Holden most is the years of secrecy. He can't stop wondering what else his mother may have hidden from him. At the club, Malcolm meets with Lily and gently confirms that he knows she isn't a match to be his donor. She apologizes, still feeling guilty. Lily then questions whether Stephanie can truly be trusted to help. Malcolm reveals that Stephanie isn't just his doctor, they share a romantic past. He warns Lily to brace herself for what he's about to say. Then comes the bombshell: Stephanie left town years ago while pregnant, and Malcolm had no idea. She gave birth to a son, his son, and kept it secret until now. Stunned, Lily asks if this means she has another brother. Malcolm confirms it. Back at society, Claire insists that Holden deserves answers from his mother. Just then, his phone rings. It's Stephanie. Not ready to face her, Holden ignores the call and asks Claire to step outside with him. She takes his hand in support. Elsewhere, Stephanie leaves Holden a voicemail, acknowledging that he must be angry. She doesn't try to justify her actions, only saying she believed she was doing the right thing at the time. She adds that none of it seemed urgent until Malcolm's life was in danger, and hopes Holden can eventually find it in his heart to forgive her. Finally, Malcolm apologizes to Lily for overwhelming her with so much at once. She asks if he knows who her newly discovered brother is. Malcolm confirms that he does, and that the man is already in town and being tested as a potential donor. When Lily presses for his name, Malcolm reveals it: Holden Novak. The revelation leaves Lily completely stunned, struggling to process yet another life-altering truth. Next update. Kane's dark redemption twist: is Malcolm's life the key to winning Lily back on The Young and the Restless? On The Young and the Restless, Malcolm Winter's shocking return is already shaking up Genoa City, and his life-threatening diagnosis may become the center of a much larger emotional storm, one that could determine Kane Ashby's future with Lily Winters. Malcolm is back in town facing a devastating medical crisis: aplastic anemia. His only hope of survival is a bone marrow transplant. According to current spoilers, Kane Ashby may soon attempt to prove himself to Lily Winters in a major way. The timing of these developments suggests both storylines could collide in dramatic fashion. Lily's crushing medical reality. This week, Lily is hit with heartbreaking news. She learns she is not eligible to donate bone marrow to Malcolm because of her previous cancer treatment. The discovery leaves her emotionally shattered, especially since she deeply wanted to be the one to save him. The situation becomes even more painful because Lily is already dealing with Devon Hamilton's anger. Devon is furious after learning Lily previously staged a fake kidnapping to assist Victor Newman. As a result, Lily feels isolated and unable to confide in him. Kane, however, notices that something is wrong. Despite recently claiming he was done trying with Lily, he attempts to check on her. Still, Lily refuses to open up to him. Instead, she turns to Tracy Abbott at the Abbott mansion. There, she breaks down and reveals Malcolm's condition. Lily admits she had hoped to save him herself, but now feels helpless and devastated that she cannot. Shortly after, Lily receives a call from Malcolm asking to meet. During their conversation, Malcolm confirms he already knows Lily is not a match, thanks to Dr. Stephanie Simmons. This spares Lily from having to deliver the painful truth herself. But Malcolm follows this revelation with something even more unexpected: there is still another possible donor. A shocking family connection, Holden Novak. Malcolm then drops a bombshell that leaves Lily stunned. He reveals that he recently discovered he has a son, Holden Novak. And even more shocking, Holden is now identified as Lily's brother. This revelation dramatically shifts the entire family dynamic. Although Lily and Holden have recently been on more civil terms, their relationship has always been strained. Holden works for Kane Ashby, and past conflicts, especially involving Damian Kane, have kept tension alive between them. Holden also previously clashed with Damian when Lily was romantically involved with him before his death. In earlier days, Holden had a much rougher personality, hot-tempered and confrontational, but he has since softened. Still, Lily is far from thrilled to learn that this man is now her sibling. Her discomfort deepens when she considers the possibility of Holden becoming Malcolm's donor. However, given the urgency of the situation, Lily begins considering alternatives. One possibility she may explore is asking her twins, Charlie and Maddie, to be tested. While this option is likely to happen off-screen, it is also expected that they will not be a match. Holden's own shock and test results. Meanwhile, Holden is undergoing testing to determine whether he is compatible as a donor. This comes at a time when he is still reeling from a massive personal shock, discovering that his mother, Stephanie Simmons, lied about his biological father his entire life. The emotional weight of this revelation leaves Holden unsettled and uncertain about his identity. Although it would be convenient for Holden to turn out to be a match for Malcolm, soap logic suggests otherwise. A straightforward solution rarely drives drama in Genoa City, making it likely that Holden will also be ruled out as a donor. If that happens, both father and newly discovered son will be left devastated, especially given the lingering grief over Neil Winter's death, which still haunts the family. Holden, like Lily, may feel a deep sense of guilt and helplessness for being unable to save Malcolm. Kane Ashby's potential path to redemption. This brings the focus back to Kane Ashby and a surprising spoiler suggesting he may prove himself to Lily. At first glance, this seems nearly impossible. Kane and Lily are currently estranged, with tensions running high. Lily is angry over Kane's involvement in multiple conflicts, his manipulation involving Victor, his role in the AI storyline, his connection with Phyllis Summers, and even his identity as Dumas. Kane, on the other hand, is also angry, claiming Lily deceived him regarding Victor Newman. Given all this emotional baggage, reconciliation seems far off. However, Malcolm's medical crisis may change everything. There is speculation that Holden could inform Kane about Malcolm's illness. Since Holden works for Kane and maintains a working relationship with him, he may confide in him during this overwhelming period of discovery. This could also lead Holden to reveal that he is Lily's brother. Once Kane learns the full scope of the situation, including Malcolm's illness, Holden's identity, and the lack of donor matches, he may feel compelled to act. At that point, Kane could decide to get tested himself. A possible secret donation twist. If Kane turns out to be a match, the story could take a deeply emotional turn. Instead of revealing his role, Kane may choose to donate anonymously. This would allow him to avoid accusations of manipulation or hidden motives, especially given his complicated history with Lily. Although Kane has recently become less antagonistic, his reputation still raises trust issues. He continues to harbor resentment toward Victor and Phyllis, but in this scenario, his actions would be entirely selfless. Dr. Stephanie Simmons, as Malcolm's physician, could eventually discover the identity of the anonymous donor. However, medical confidentiality would likely prevent her from immediately disclosing this information. Even so, Malcolm himself may eventually learn the truth. Despite his complicated feelings about Kane, Malcolm would likely feel immense gratitude for being saved. This could lead him to personally tell Lily that Kane was responsible for his survival. The aftermath and Sweep's possibilities. If this storyline unfolds, it may not be revealed to Lily immediately. Kane is expected to keep his involvement secret. The timing suggests this arc could extend into May's Sweeps, which runs from April 23rd to May 20th. Reports indicate that additional scenes involving Malcolm have already been filmed for this period, suggesting a temporary exit followed by a return tied to the transplant storyline. The donor could potentially be someone already in Genoa City, reinforcing the idea that Kane fits into the narrative. If Lily eventually learns that Kane saved Malcolm, it would likely happen later and not directly from Kane himself. The reveal would be dramatic and emotionally charged, especially given their complicated history. A true redemption or just a test? There is also the possibility that the spoiler about Kane proving himself may simply refer to him volunteering for testing. However, many fans believe that alone would not be enough to redeem him in Lily's eyes. A true redemption arc would likely require a more meaningful sacrifice. That is why the theory of Kane secretly saving Malcolm carries weight. It would not only save a life but also force multiple characters, including Lily, Malcolm, and the Winters family, to reconsider how they see him. A soapy twist of fate. Ultimately, Kane's redemption potential hinges on a classic soap opera twist, an unexpected act of selfless heroism. If he becomes the hidden donor, it would reshape his relationships with Lily and even his children, Maddie and Charlie, who would also see him in a new light. While nothing is confirmed, the setup suggests a powerful emotional payoff is coming. Whether Kane truly redeems himself, or whether the story takes another unexpected turn, remains one of the biggest questions heading into Sweeps. Next update. YNR Friday, April 10th recap, Nick's dangerous trap, Chelsea heads to Vegas, and Holden's shocking result. The Young and the Restless Friday, April 10th episode delivered tense twists across multiple storylines, as Matt Clark made a chilling move against Nick Newman, Chelsea Lawson wrestled with intuition about Vegas, and Holden Novak delivered disappointing medical news to the Winters family. At Crimson Lights, Dr. Stephanie Simmons was seen talking with Sharon Newman when she made a surprising admission: her son is Holden Novak. Soon after, Holden arrived and joined his mother on the patio, setting the stage for a difficult family conversation. Holden ultimately decided he needed to meet with Malcolm Winters and Lily Winters regarding the urgent situation. Stephanie quickly arranged the meeting so the group could come together. However, things took a painful turn when Holden received his test results. After reviewing them, he had no choice but to inform Lily, Malcolm, and Stephanie that he is not a compatible donor match. The news left Lily shaken, and she immediately began thinking ahead. Determined not to give up, she planned to contact Malcolm's twins so they could be tested as soon as possible. Malcolm, feeling guilty, apologized to Stephanie for not previously mentioning his grandchildren, realizing it may have delayed potential options. Meanwhile, Lily reached out to Devin Winters to request urgent use of the family jet for a fast trip to Los Angeles, signaling that time was critical in finding a solution. Elsewhere, Chelsea Lawson confided in Sharon Newman that she was overwhelmed by a growing sense of unease about a planned trip to Las Vegas. She revealed a disturbing dream in which Adam Newman reverted to his spider persona, leaving her unsettled. Sharon tried to calm her fears, reminding her that Nick Newman was already in Vegas supporting Adam. Despite Sharon's reassurance, Chelsea couldn't shake her instincts. She noticed Adam failing to return another call, which only deepened her concern. Convinced something was wrong, Chelsea ultimately made a firm decision: she would head to Vegas herself. In Vegas, Nick Newman took a risky step as he secretly observed Adam's interaction with Risa Thompson. Risa attempted to give Adam his share of recent winnings, but Adam declined, insisting she keep the money. Confident he could earn even more, Adam focused on future gains instead. Risa then informed Adam that he could meet her partner that day and later suggested a private celebration. Adam agreed and even shared a kiss with her, unaware that Nick was watching closely nearby. After Risa left, Nick confronted Adam about how far he was willing to take the act with her. Adam admitted he needed to maintain the deception and continue kissing Risa for appearances, though he insisted he would not allow things to escalate further. Meanwhile, Risa met secretly with Matt Clark Roger Howarth, who was waiting inside her suite. She told him that Spider would be ready to meet soon. She then called Adam to confirm his arrival at her room in about an hour. Matt, suspicious, questioned Risa about whether she was hiding anything, but she denied it and acted as though she had no romantic past with Spider. Back outside, Nick struggled with whether Adam should proceed with the dangerous plan. Adam, however, believed they had already gone too far to turn back. Nick later strengthened himself and insisted on taking the lead in confronting Matt. Though Adam disagreed, he ultimately accepted the plan as long as he could provide backup nearby. Nick prepared to move forward while staying in contact with Adam by phone. Before entering Risa's suite, he kept the call active, slipping the phone into his pocket as he went in. The moment Nick stepped inside, Matt struck, quietly sneaking up behind him and throwing a bag over his head, ambushing him completely by surprise. The episode ended on a tense cliffhanger, with Matt gaining the upper hand on Nick as danger escalated in Vegas. For more of the latest updates and behind-the-scenes secrets from Young and the Restless, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell. Stay in the know with every new release.